changes. Because everyone goes through changes, and it's hard sometimes for different changes. Sometimes it's easy for change. Change is inevitable, and we have to deal with it, whether we like it or not, Fit Fam. So we're going to talk about change today. I just got out of the gym. I'm going to go home, and I'm going to change into my daily outfit and get some chores done. But then we're going to talk about change. Well, change is something that inevitably happens to every single one of us. We always have to go through different transitions of change. When you were younger and then you became an adult, that change that happened, we call it puberty. That was a physical change that everyone, you could see. That's the type of change that we can see. But what about that inner change? How do we notice that? Think about it. If you think about a year ago from today, are you in the same place or are you in a different place? Your mind. Was your mind in the same place? Were you in the same mindset? Were you doing the same things? Did you have the same friends? Did you change friends because of certain situations? How did you deal with that change? That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. So you may be asking yourself, what is change? The act of becoming different. That's the actual definition in the dictionary. The act of becoming different. Now, what can change you? We're always, anything we do is changing us, whether that's for the good or for the bad. We don't know how that change, that specific instant of change, how it's going to end up. We're throwing out this word change a lot right now, and I totally understand it. Patrick, how can you tell if there's a change happening within me? It takes a while for you to realize that change. It's not going to be an instantaneous, boom, overnight. Think about it. When you're working out, you haven't worked out in, let's just say, a year, okay? Haven't worked out in a year. You get on that elliptical for the first 20 minutes, okay? It's probably going to be tough. You haven't done anything like that in a long time. Your muscles aren't used to this type of activity, and it's going to take you a while to get used to that. But then you go back, and then you go back again, and you go back again, and eventually it becomes a pattern, and your body starts to react slowly to that. You going up and down the stairs isn't as struggle as maybe it used to be for some people. You don't tire as easily. Nothing's instantaneous. The only thing that's really instantaneous these days is instant oatmeal. If you like instant oatmeal. Now, is it scary? Oh, change is absolutely scary. When we first started this whole YouTube channel, me and Maggie, we're not psychologists, we're not counselors or anything like that. This is just our own perspective of how, we have gone through things ourselves. And I have definitely gone through a lot of change. I'll give you an example. I work at a bank. Recently, I have taken on a new position within the bank that I work for. I never thought in a million years that I would ever be in this type of position because it was never really on my career path. But the opportunity presented itself. I thought about it for a while, and eventually I came to the conclusion that I needed to apply for that job. The thing that kind of scared me the most was the fact that this was not on my path. This was not on my career path whatsoever. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to take a leap and I'm going to do it because it sounds like it's up my alley. What they're looking for is up my alley. I wasn't necessarily expecting it, but it happened. And it is a change because it goes from a very different way that I was going about my career to something a little bit different. So change happens and it's going to happen. Hold on a second. I have to change my washing from the washer to the dryer. So I'm going to go ahead and change that. Did you get what I did there? Because I'm going to change where it's funny. Change! But what are some other areas of change that can happen? Well, we feel them all the time. So new job, kind of like me. New relationship ends. Moving's a big one. Graduation. So I'm going to give you top 10 things that you can kind of help you deal with change. These are actually taken from psychologytoday.com. Take it or leave it, okay? That's up to you. First one, acknowledge that things are changing. That's big because you need to acknowledge that something is happening in order for you to believe it. Next, number 2, realize that even good change can cause stress. Stress is something that you cannot really avoid. It's gonna happen. Whether it's good or bad, it's gonna happen. Number 3, Keep your regular schedule as much as possible. Number 4, try to eat as healthy as possible. Okay, Fit Fam, that's one of the hard ones. Healthy foods help you manage stress better, help you manage change better. Number 5, exercise regularly. You know, sometimes a workout every single day just isn't realistic for some people. You know, especially maybe just going to a gym is not realistic. But exercising does not necessarily mean that you need to go to a gym. Go on a run, go on a long walk or something like that if you have the ability to. You put together just a 20-minute body workout where you're doing some jump rope action. Jump ropes aren't that expensive. You can get a cheap jump rope off Amazon. Do some push-ups, some sit-ups, some air squats, that kind of stuff. Just some body weight stuff. Do that for about 20 minutes. Get your heart rate up. That's a good workout. Number 6, seek support. If you need help, reach out to in your town, in your city. I'm sure there are multiple counselors from a lot of different things. Maybe reaching out to one of them and saying, hey, I just want to sit down, I just want to talk about some stuff, and I would like to get some professional advice, some professional help. Seek help. Seek help. Don't let it all ball up inside of you. Seek help. And I'm sure they will help you through whatever you're dealing with. Number 7, write down the positive things that have come from change. Not everything's going to be positive, but keeping a list of what is positive in your life from what has changed is a wonderful thing to look back on. Not everything's going to be positive. Not everything's going to be hunky-dory. That's life. Number 8, get proactive. Now, I kind of feel like that kind of goes back into seeking help a little bit, because you kind of have to be a little bit proactive to seek help, but be proactive as well. So any advice that they give you, these professionals give you, anything that they tell you that you should work on, do these types of exercises with yourself, that kind of stuff, breathing exercise, whatever it is, be proactive about it. Don't just go to that meeting and just say you did it, actually do it. Number 9, vent. Vent, but to a point. No one likes that person who vents continuously all the time. Vent to the people that you trust. Vent to the people who love you. Vent to the people who want to be there for you. Vent to those people, because they will be there. They will love you no matter what. They will listen to you no matter what. But don't vent to the person who sits right next to you on the bus or the subway or whatever. Don't vent to like a customer. Sometimes venting to coworkers is not the best thing either. Vent to the appropriate people and vent to a point. Number 10, back away from social media. Backing away from social media is probably gonna de-stress us a lot. Take a break from social media, okay? Take a break, okay? Whether that's the beginning of the year for like the first 3 months of the year, just take a break. Social media said that it's supposed to connect the world, but how disconnected are we because of social media? We are emotional beings, and when you read something on a computer, through a text message, it gets lost in translation pretty easily. So I'm here in the state capitol. I'm here in Lincoln, Nebraska, and I'm actually in the very top of the capitol, in a place where change happens almost on a continuous basis, where change is talked about a lot, whether it's a change of law, change of policy, change of procedure. Ultimately, though, that change affects everyone within the state of Nebraska. And sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. So in this room behind me, this is the actual chamber that the senators actually talk about change. They argue. So this is where the change happens here within the state of Nebraska, where all the laws are made, everything's passed, everything's debated, everything's discussed. Whatever happens is going to happen. We don't know if it's going to be good. We don't know if it's going to be bad for us. But what we can do is we can present ourselves to be accepting of change and be able to kind of deal with it. If you want to go ahead and follow us on Instagram, right down there, that's our Instagram right there. So yeah, go ahead and give us a follow, and live life and be happy and be healthy, Fit Fam. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.
Maggie, talk to me about change. Why not? Why?
Doesn't make sense. Ha 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 ha.
Tell me about change.
No,
Why not?
because
Cause can you change your attitude?
no.
Can you change your attitude towards me?
What's wrong with you, Patrick?
Grumpy.
What?
Don't make her grumpy. Stop it. No grumpy.
Were you filming that?
Change.